Good afternoon, legends of YouTube. All right, let's check out the analysis for Bitcoin and the markets today. My name is Michael Lutz, and thanks for joining me. All right, yesterday we were talking about this impulse that occurred that was that was breaking out to the upside, where we were going from 59,300 and we found a top of 61,300. So that was a nice little pop to the upside. However, we did see that it was potentially short-lived and an overexhaustion, knowing that we were coming up to the Jackson Hole meeting on Friday US time, Saturday Australian time. So let's pop on our indicators and analysis because it looks like garbage, but let's dive a little bit deeper to see where we're at. So if we look at the underlying trend from the 5th of August from the Japanese Japanese carry trade fall down, we do have this our largest trend. I don't want to say it's macro because it is only it's less than 3 weeks old. But if we have a look at this trend, we are in a bullish sense. Now on the top side, where the purple is, we have sell side of the trend, and then on the bottom side, the blue side, is the buy side of the bullish trend. Now from the 9th of August, which was our absolute peak, from that time, we have a downwards trend, which was either going to come through and carry us down to lower prices, which would be starting to break down the uptrend bullish sentiment of the first trend line that we created. But what we've also seen is that since the 16th of August, since Friday the 16th of August, we have got this minor micro trend going on. So basically we've got an uptrend, then a downtrend, and then an uptrend. So we're kind of like watching price as it's going. But what we're watching is we're looking for confluence in support, confluence in resistance, and where things are starting to line up together to show that something might start to where our analysis is going to fail and where we're finding confluence. So what we're seeing here is this downtrend. We are in the sell side of this downtrend. Let's just get rid of this. So we'll delete that, and we'll delete that one. So in this downtrend, we see that we've come down, we broke out. So as an overexhaustion, our analysis was either we were going to mitigate and consolidate through this level and either fall down for lower prices or move up to higher prices, where we found that we actually fell down to the lower prices. So that means that is no longer valid. The uptrend has no longer been validated, and we came down and mitigated. So basically we liquidated the shorts, we then liquidated the longs, all within 24 hours. And so now we're finding a balance in the market once again. So let's just bring that all back. And so what we see here, so let's just get rid of that, and that. The trend that we set where we went short from here because we were in the sell side of the uptrend, we were in overextension of the downtrend, and then we were in the sell side of this shorter term time frame uptrend, which just showed that we actually came down and we took out our target, which was this purple line through here, which was really nice. So we made a couple of dollars there and everyone's happy. So now we're looking here. We've got two imbalances. So these two levels right through the middle are still retest our liquidity levels. So that is something that we're still keeping up as a level of resistance to our upside. What we're also seeing is we are in this downtrend. Because we have now sat in this downtrend, we are finding support within the sell side. So let's just get rid of that one once again. We get rid of that one once again. So as we're in this downtrend, we are starting to find support here. So as we bring this back, what we're seeing is that we're in the buy side. So So let's get rid of this downtrend. Ooh, yeah. So while we're in this downtrend, we're seeing that we are in the buy side of both this short-term uptrend and this longer-term uptrend from the 9th of August. So we're seeing that we're starting to get a little bit of support through here, which is good to see. So people are buying at spot. The price is coming in with no orders that are already in the market. People are just coming in, seeing the price and buying it as it is, where it is, which is great to see. So on the upside, we do have these levels at 59,850 and then 59,950. We've got our level at 60,270. These are all basically still in the sort of buy side liquidity of the macro trend from that 5th of August. But then we're going to start to see our level of resistance at 61,400 and a real daily top resistance of 2 daily tops at that 61,850. So that's a real level that's going to be hard to break. So until then, we are going to see ourselves bouncing around, basically wiping out a little bit of liquidity to the upside, a little bit of liquidity to the downside. But as we are in this spot, we are basically going to come down and basically just whip ourselves about through here. Now, because we are in the buy side, I'm not looking at shorts. I am looking at longs, and I'm looking at taking out short-term targets as we just come out, because I don't want to project right off into the future, because we are coming into the Jackson Hole, which is a high impact moment in the markets, and because it's happening on a Friday in the US, it really is sort of like all the S&P, the NASDAQ, the DXY, all the currencies are all resting, and as that all occurs right on the Friday, things get really freaky, because once the markets close, then everyone has to go home for 2 days and they have to worry about what's going to happen over the weekend, and that's going to reflect into the cryptocurrencies, because they're the only ones that are open. So where people have their money available, that's where they're going to trade, and that's where they're going to share their sentiment and where the impact is going to go. So here I am basically only looking for short-term buy moments with short-term targets. Nothing up here, but I just want to capture these little moments just here. At the absolute max, I would be going to 61,400, but that really is a bit too far out for my liking in these moments, because if you don't have to trade and you don't have a high impact confluence, another target here is 61,000, basically 61,000. So if we can get a little bit there, then that's a good thing. But basically, like, I'm just looking at these short-term movements, and it would have to be right up here in the 61,800 level for me to be looking at shorts from this point on. All right, so let's just move on to the S&P 500, and we'll have a look here. So here we have had so many days uptrend. We've had 8 days up, and the last trading day was a down. So we had 8 days up, 9th day just pull back. But what we've come through is we've just liquidated an hourly retest, and so that's created a new liquidity level at that low. Let's just move in a little bit closer. And so, as you can see, we are in the buy side of this uptrend. So we're in the buy side liquidity level of the uptrend. We've got a liquidation below. We do have an additional buy side level here at, let's get a little bit closer. So if you're looking at trading any futures on this, then we're looking at the low of 5,600 is pretty much the level that we're looking at. So if this comes down, then I'm looking for support, which would just add a little bit of confluence for us to move up, just to take out these highs potentially. This one has been mitigated. So I would be looking at a little bit of buy side liquidity here. Even though we're on the buy side, we have been moving up so fast. So I wouldn't be targeting this hourly retrace, this hourly level retest just yet. It's not something that I want to go for too far because we want to keep these targets really tight and short. So just a small pullback, a target for the highs. I think that's a nice level for the S&P 500. Now, also, let's move on to the DXY. Generally, we see that when the DXY is going up, when the DXY is going down is when we see the S&P and Bitcoin going up. So we have seen that in the S&P, but as you see from the same time frame, we've been really choppy in Bitcoin. Like it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. It's very volatile. So as we're coming down, from the high of the 15th of August. So basically, from the 16th of August, 15th. Yeah, it was the 15th. All right, excuse me. So from the 15th of August, we've been coming down. We are starting to test a level, like we broke through a daily liquidity level. Now, if we can move back across to where we see a bit of price, hopefully we can get here. All right, so all the way back to the start of 2004. Now we can see that there's a level of support just here. There is a level of liquidity retest here. Let's go to retest. And there's one more level of support just there. Set that up as the hourly liquidity. And that is it. That's all there is. So we've got, and then we go down a little bit further, and that gives us an hourly one there. So let's move back across to the current price time, and that gives us a real reason. Look at that. That is freaking beautiful. Look at that. Where the DXY has just found support and is starting to rally. So that's good to see. That gives us a little bit of support and benefit for the S&P, that as we've come down, we are looking at a little bit of support here. So we've done a pullback, we've moved with the S&P. Bitcoin, we've found a pullback, and now we're moving up a little bit. So now we're starting to see a little bit of confluence in that area. Now let's move on to total market. So this is total 3, which is the crypto market, excluding Ethereum, Bitcoin, and our standard coins like USDT, USDC, stable coins as they call them. I couldn't actually remember that, so excuse me. So let's have a look from Monday 5th, from that liquidation event, because these are the significant moments that we're talking about. So as we can see from the liquidation event, our standard deviation regressive trend line is showing that we're bullish. Now, from the same impact from that total high to the current time is bullish. Then we also see from the low from Saturday the 17th. So basically we had the low of the 16th, 15th from the DXY, which was the high of the DXY, and then the S&P and Bitcoin all had the retracement there. We've been bullish. So we're seeing a lot of strength in the crypto market. So with all the alts, we've got a bullish trend, and a bullish trend, all showing strength, all from that time frame where we see Bitcoin, we've got bullish from the high, bearish, bullish. So we're bullish, bearish, bullish, and then the total crypto market cap, excluding stablecoins, Bitcoin, and ETH, is bullish, bullish, bullish. So that's really interesting. Even if we include the S&P from from the low of the 5th, we've got bullish, and it's pretty safe to say that anything else we draw in here is bullish. There's no highs that are pulling back. Everything except for this one, the 8th of August, there was a pullback, but it's pretty safe to say that we're bullish. So with that being said, they're the prices that I'm looking at the moment, especially because I focus on Bitcoin and those short-term plays, with a little bit of S&P trading on the futures. So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback, some short targets up, and moving to those prices with targets around the 59,900. So as we come up to that 60,000, I am looking to take profits, but this is all for the short-term time frame of this week as we lead into Friday for the Jackson Hole meeting. For Brisbane, Australia time is Saturday. And that's it for today. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, happy trading, everyone. Ciao.